Good morning. This is Rachel with Infused Meadows, and I'm making, I'm grinding down some beef powder. So I just wanted to show you real quick. I have one of these food mills, and what I like to do is you can get these bouillon cubes at pretty much any store, regardless of what country you're in. They have these cubes. The problem with the cubes is that they're somewhat moist, and so they actually aren't very shelf stable. They last for, maybe a month, if you're lucky. So what I do is I throw these into my dehydrator, and I dehydrate them until they are completely dry, and then I store them in a jar with a moisture absorber. So when I need them, like times for today, I'm going to be making some beef gravy mix, and so I need beef bouillon powder. And so what I do then is, to help the machine out, I don't want to, overwork it. I take a nutcracker, a dried bouillon cube. It doesn't matter what it is, chicken, beef, the vegetable, and then you just want to crack it, because like I said, you don't want to burn that motor up. And let's be honest, things built in today's time don't tend to last as long as they used to. And then you just keep doing that. Yes, it's some work, but it gives you the bouillon powder that you need. And these cubes that you can get at the store, they're generally low sodium, so you don't quite have as much salt until I can work out a good beef bouillon to make that I can then dehydrate and turn into a powder. I've tried the one that's going around, the fake beef bouillon powder. I don't like it, but you do you. If you like it, great. I personally do not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on this, okay? And then I'm going to grind this. This is loud, so I'll be back. We now have a powder. Okay, so this particular machine, you can set it for like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, all the way up to 5 minutes. Now, it does get warm at 1 minute. I personally wouldn't run it for longer than a minute, depending on what you're doing, because you don't want to put too much heat into what you've done, and then you end up with, a somewhat, basically the heat will draw in moisture, okay, and then you're not going to end up with what you want. Let me unplug that. I'm so sorry. So, of course, it has to shoot out. Why wouldn't it, right? As you can see, it's like early. It's not even, the sun's not even out yet. So I apologize, but I have a lot to do today. And with everything I need to do, I thought, well, why not bring you along so you can see, what I'm doing. So this is how I get a quick, I guess what we'll call a quick, easy beef powder for right now. This works in pretty much anything. And why am I showing you this? Because my next video will be me making the beef gravy mix. And for those in the UK, yeah, y'all have beef gravy. It is not, excuse me for 1 second, because I need to get up under the blades. And I can't see when it's the other way. Anyway, so the brown gravy or beef gravy mix that you guys use is not the same thing as what we use in the U.S. And because it is U.S. and I'm not there and unable to get it, I can make my own. So, let me just set this right here. Something always has to give a fit. And I've made a mess on my countertop. Not that you guys need to see me clean that up, but it drives me insane. Okay, 1 second, sorry. Right, so what I will be doing is I already have a jar, but I use beef gravy a lot, and tomorrow night I'm planning on making what I grew up on as beef stroganoff. I have seen recipes out there. It is nothing like what I was raised on. So I'm making beef stroganoff tomorrow night, and with beef stroganoff, I need beef gravy mix. So I needed the beef bouillon powder. And as you can see, it is a beautiful powder, okay? So, I know that this wasn't exactly a 20-minute video, which I'm really good at doing. And now I did a short showing you that I'd bought some wheat grains from Petite Peony, and this will also turn those grains into flour. It's a really good machine. I'm not sponsored, okay? I just, it's good. So if you're one of these people like myself that likes to have something that can grind things down into a flour or into a powder, you know, stuff like that, this is handy, very handy. You use it, and it does need to cool for 15 minutes before you can use it again. Yeah, it's just, they call it a grinder. It's a high-speed grinder, but it's a miller as well. It mills pretty much anything, and I got this because my mom actually got one and was bragging on it because she was milling her flour with this and said it was the best thing since sliced cheese. So I thought, well, why not? Anyway, that's neither, it is here and there, so I shouldn't say it's neither here nor there, but, you know, if you're curious, this is how you do it. Until I can come up, I do have a decent chicken bouillon that I've created, but I haven't needed any just yet because I still have about this much in my jar. So until I need some, I'm not going to make it. But when I do need it, I will make it. And I'll show that on video for those looking for something that's not the fake stuff. And I'm working on something for beef. But for the meantime, until I get that recipe to where I feel like it's really good, this is my shortcut, if you will. And, you know, the bouillon cubes tend to have less, we'll call it junk in them. So, just an idea for those looking for an idea, you know. Anyway, I'm going to cut this one so that I can get on to measuring this and doing that. And I'll put that in a video as well so that you can see brown, you know, homemade brown gravy mix. And I'll walk you through how to use it because it's early. I don't need the brown gravy mix right now. But we will be using that in tomorrow's dinner video, okay? So, I hope that this helps anybody that was just curious how I'm always pulling out bouillon powder. So, if you're interested in giving it a try, you just take your bouillon cubes, put those in your dehydrator, and, you know, you're going to go at a medium temperature. Don't go too high. Just go right in the middle of your, whatever your device is. And then you're going to run that for about 6 hours. And they should be good and dry. Make sure that you leave enough space so that the airflow can go all the way around them. So after about 6 to 8 hours, they should be good and dry. And then all you do is put those in your jar. You know, give them a week to condition. So what does that mean? That means every day you're going to go in there and you're going to give them just a little shake. Make sure that you don't see them sticking to the glass or, you know, sticking to each other. And as long as you get through the week and you don't see any kind of sticking, the sticking indicates moisture. So if you don't see that, and you know, just gently, because you don't want to break your jar because these are fairly heavy, you know. And you hear that. They're flowing. So these are good. Like I was saying though, and at that point, you just, you know, these are now shelf stable. They're shelf stable for a couple years, rather than a month or less. So I hope this helps, and I would tell you, you know, if you don't like the idea, to find a better recipe. But I mean, there's those fake bouillons out there, so you can find those all day long. I personally don't like them. That's just me. It's a great thing about the world. We're all different. So anywho, I hope that, you know, this has helped you in any way, shape, or form. And as always, I hope you have yourself a very wonderful day.